Coming up next, are you setting your salary expectations too low? And then big news with student loan processor Navient settling billions. And then, of course, we're going to take your calls. Here's the good news. It starts right now. All right, folks, welcome to the Ken Coleman Show, coming to you live from our Ramsey Solutions studios in Nashville. And we're here to talk about you, specifically how you can win in your work and in your life. If you want to win at work, you really do. I mean, we're talking about you want to do work that you're really good at, that you love, that produces a result that connects to your values. So who doesn't want that? Now, that's on purpose right there. Well, it isn't just professional strategies. You got to have some personal strategies. We're talking about you got to be winning in your personal life and in your health and in your emotional and mental side of things, not just winning at work. Because I can tell you something, if you're losing in any area of your personal life, you're going to drag that to the office, and vice versa is true. If you're losing at work, that's going to be affecting your personal life. And so we're taking this stuff on, and it all starts with the conversation we're having here on the show on the professional side of things. We're going to be bringing friends and experts to you on the personal side, but we want to make sure that you actually know, what does purposeful work look like? Can I make great income and also great impact in the same work? And the answer is absolutely yes. So we want to help you do that. We have 7 stages that'll help you climb to that professional pinnacle, get clear, get qualified, get connected, get started, get promoted, get the dream job, give yourself away. That's the journey. It is a clear path. We have that for you. And we're here to help you no matter where you are in the journey. Okay, let's get really practical to start the show today. New data out shows that a majority of workers underestimate their colleagues' incomes and thus are selling themselves short. MIT and UC Berkeley, along with some other European schools, combined on this study. And well, the study realized for many people, became a reality, is that they underestimated what their colleagues were making and thus underestimating what they were making. It also showed that if workers knew the truth about their income, 10 to 17% of all jobs would no longer be viable without a pay hike. Now, this is current data, but I think we're seeing this play out every day when we're talking about 4+ million people changing jobs each month from August to December. Be very interesting to see if the trend holds as we move into January, of course, February on the horizon. How long does this great musical chairs happen? And a lot of it is because people are going, hey, I can make a greater income. It's sitting there waiting for me right now. I'm going to go get it. And the more people realize what competitive pay looks like, I think it continues. So let's just break this down. So let's say you're going, oh, Ken, I'm not sure if I'm making competitive pay. I want to know, Ken. Okay, here's what you do. So first, we want to see if you're underestimating your worth in your current role and if you should be paid more. So here's what you do. You start searching Google for similar roles and salaries, but make sure that you are truly comparing apples to apples. What are we talking about? Company size. Geography. I'm just going to tell you, in the Midwest, you're not going to be making the same as somebody doing the same type of work in the Northwest or Silicon Valley, California, and beyond. So geography matters. Make sure that you take that into account. Your skill and experience obviously needs to be comparative. And then one of the ways to really know, am I being paid a competitive rate or salary, is to talk to other professionals that are doing what you do in your zip code. So that's going to be the best analysis. And again, all the research out there, and there's tons of websites and tons of ways you can go gather this information, but it just begs for you to say, are you connecting? Am I connecting with people that are in my field? There's a whole host of benefits, by the way. Let's just take an example. Let's say you're a project manager. You need to be connecting with other project managers that are in your area that are successful. And to the extent that you can see, okay, look, if they'll share with me their salary range or whatever, and that's a touchy subject. But again, as you're connecting for viable and healthy professional reasons, this information isn't that hard to come by. And you can pretty quickly get a great snapshot as to where you are. Are you in the low range? Are you in the medium range? Or in the high range of what somebody with your skill set and experience brings to the table? Now, here's what you got to be careful of. You got to be careful that when you find this information out, that all of a sudden you don't turn into this scalded dog. This stuff is very personal, and I fully acknowledge that. In fact, that's why I want to pause for a moment. I'm going to give you some other content on what to do next, but I also want to make sure that if you find out that you're not making as much as somebody that maybe has less experience than you, God forbid you find out that a coworker in the exact same job is making, we get these calls. That's tough. It is very difficult emotionally. Self-worth comes into play. And let me also say this, that you are not what your salary is. I'm just going to tell you that. Now, are you worth more and can you prove it? Yes. But if you find out something that's disheartening and discouraging, you're going to have to be a big boy or big girl, and I'm talking to you right now. And you're going to have to understand you're worth way more. There's no salary that can ever determine a human's worth. You are invaluable. And you're going to have to separate the two. What my salary is versus my true value. It's very important. Now, as you begin to get information, you figure out, okay, this is where I'm at in my salary. This is what the information shows I should be making. There's a gap. Now the all important, this is where the rubber meets the road. You got to talk to your leader, or you got to say, I'm out. So there's two opportunities here. One, you sit down with your current leader and go, hey, I did some research on my salary, and this is what the range is. I don't know what the company can do here. But I want to talk about a growth plan. I don't want to just talk about a raise. I want to earn this. And I want to, if I need to increase my responsibilities some, if I need to show you some growth in some areas, I want to measure that because I would like to be here. I don't want to demand anything. I'm not demanding anything. I'm just saying I did some research, and I'd like to just honestly, with you as my leader, go, what would it take for me to get here? That's the posture you have to take on this. That's the right way to handle that. Now, there's your first option. No particular order. Second option is you go, all right, I don't want to have that conversation. I just want to put myself out there and become a free agent, if we're going to use a sports term, and go, I'm going to put myself out there and see if I can get that money from somebody else. But those are your two options. And I will tell you, I know the first option I explained to a lot of people gives you nausea, because it's a confrontational conversation. I get it. But just because it's confrontational doesn't mean that you have to have a confrontational spirit. And here's the deal. Maybe you do both at the same time. You're out there looking, potentially getting some offers, and having some conversations internally. I like that approach. 1 and 2, left jab, right cross, good spirit. Know that you can get there. All right. Hope that helps a lot of you determine your value and go get it. Stay tuned. More of the show coming right up.
You were created to fill a unique role in and through your work. Now, some of you may be going, I have no idea what that is. Some of you may be saying, I know what I want to do, but I don't know how to get there. I felt all of those emotions. I've been where you are, and I can tell you, there's hope. That's why I wrote the book, From Paycheck to Purpose. You can make the income you want and the impact that you desire, and I know that you have what it takes.
All right, folks, welcome back to the Ken Coleman Show. We're helping you win at work and in life because we want you to be on purpose. Life is way too short to not enjoy work. It's just too short. And that affects so much in our personal lives, our health, our emotional health, our mental health, and so much more. So we want to help you win at work, knowing that you're going to win at life when you're thriving at work, having a better opportunity to win at life that way. So welcome aboard. It is a caller-driven show. Toll-free number on the screen, 844-747-2577. 844-747-2577. Don't forget, later in the show, we continue our job tip of the day that we've been bringing to you in January. And don't forget, we're going to break down two really good stories in the news segment. All of that coming to you. But first, to the phones we go. Oh, gosh. I just see Phoenix, Arizona on the screen, and I go, oh, gosh, must be nice out there. We are in the throes of January and February in Middle Tennessee, and I'm already over it. I'm not a cold weather guy. Full admission. Anna joins us in sunny Phoenix, Arizona. Anna, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Hi, Ken. Good morning. How are you?
I'm living the dream, Anna. What's going on with you?
Good. Well, we got a little bit of clouds in the sky, but it's going to be beautiful for us today.
Yeah, that's good. I'm going to be out there in February. Going to be at our KTR affiliate out there hanging out with those folks. So I can't wait to get out there in February. It's going to be fun.
It's going to be beautiful that time of year.
Oh,
All right.
I love it.
So during the start of the pandemic, my husband lost his job as a restaurant manager, but he'd wanted to leave that anyways. It was just really stressful for him, stressful for our family. But he's been at home with our young daughters since then, which was a blessing to us so that I could work more in the hospital, which worked out really well. And now he's been working a couple nights as a server in restaurants for the last year. But he needs to get out there and really find what he's made to do. He just doesn't know. I'm having a hard time knowing how to encourage him to pursue this. Yeah. He's got some college credits, mostly in the tech field. He's very smart, but he's got a lack of self-confidence.
What's behind that? What do you know about his past story? Whether it would be with you in your time of being married or before. What's driving his lack of confidence?
Yes. So we've been together for 21 years, since college.
Wow.
So it's been a long time. I know him pretty well. When he finished his associate's degree back in the early 2000s, he lost the job that he was supposed to get right out of school. And so I think that was a major hit right there. And ever since then, he's had a hard time trying to kind of like pick himself back up, dust himself off, and really get out there and pursue something. He had a couple different opportunities where he went through a lot of interviews and then just didn't end up getting the job because someone else had a more advanced degree.
What was the path that you think he was going to be on, or did he mention the path when you took us way back when he lost that opportunity? What was he headed towards?
That was electronics engineering.
And is that what he went to school for?
That's what he went to school for. Mm-hmm. And that's the couple times that he's tried to get a job in the past, that's what it was in.
Why did he not get it? Do you remember?
Because somebody else was more qualified.
Yeah. So he got beat.
He did.
And it hurt. You saw him change?
Yeah, for sure.
Had he won a lot in his life prior to that?
Yeah. I think he had, that idea of like working in a tall building somewhere and, really like working his way up. And now it's just, he's been in the restaurant life ever since.
But I mean, his childhood and adolescence, he won a lot.
Yeah, he was, big into sports and he was very good at it. But then there were just roadblocks here or there for that as well.
Yeah. Okay. So the reason I'm digging on some of this stuff is because you're in a very tough position as his wife. Mm-hmm. And it's when a spouse calls me, I can give you a couple things and I'm going to give you a couple practical things I think can help. But I think as I've taken more and more of these calls, I've learned something. And here's what I've learned. You have to understand as crystal clear as possible what's really holding him back. And the more you understand that, and I don't mean just be aware of it. I mean like feel it, like crazy empathy. Only then can you be, a really great encouragement to him. Does that make sense what I'm saying? I want to make sure you understand what I'm saying.
I think so, absolutely.
Yeah. So here's the deal. Sounds to me like he's the guy who pretty successful life, not a hard childhood. Is that fair to say?
There were some things that were actually pretty hard in his childhood.
So now we're a couple levels deeper.
Yeah.
Without getting super intimate, give me some type of a summary.
His birth father was not a good man, and his mom had to escape that situation when he was a very, very young age.
So his birth father's basically not been in his life.
No. And I mean, he had another man step into place and raised him as his own. And so he did have that.
Yeah. Yeah. I got to tell you, I think he needs counseling first and career ideas second. Because I believe that if he were on the phone with me today, that I could get him to a point where he could identify a professional mountaintop that he would love to climb. That's what I think. Is that true or false?
I think so, yeah.
I think had he gotten that engineering job, we wouldn't be having this conversation. That's what I think.
Right.
I think he's always wanted to, he's a problem solver, isn't he, naturally?
He is, yeah.
Very gifted with his brain, mathematically, logically, all those things.
Yes.
I think he got beat in his first big boy opportunity, and it drudged up a bunch of stuff that's attached to his dad, never caring enough about him to be present. And I think it emphasized, and I think it gave evidence to this nagging belief that he grew up with that he's not enough. What do you think?
I completely agree. And I had thought counseling was a good idea too, but I wasn't even thinking about it connected to career.
Well, here's why. When the narrative in your head is screaming, you're not enough, you're not good enough, you're not valuable, how can you possibly allow yourself to get the clarity you need to be confident enough to step after it, to keep going? See, he didn't pick himself up and get back at it, maybe like you or I or somebody else who didn't have the kind of childhood pain that he had. But that's not on him. That's something that happened to him. So I think he's got to get healthy on that when he sees himself as valuable, that here you are really talented and you actually love solving these type of problems, and these solutions connect to who you really are. I think he begins to go, oh, and he goes, I'm much more than who I have become, and I can go back after it again. I think absent of that, there's nothing that you as a wife can say. And I'm taking the time to do this because I know, Anna, that there are a bunch of Annas listening and watching this right now, and they're going, oh my gosh, because there's only so much as a spouse you can be and do. I mean, you can be as positive and as uplifting and as encouraging as you can possibly be, and I believe you have, but it doesn't make a dent, does it?
Nope.
And it's because of the narrative in his head. So two things. Number one, I would like for you to ask him if he'd be willing to watch this call back.
Okay.
We've been talking about him for 7 minutes. I would like for him to watch this. I really would. What's his name?
Rob.
I'm going to speak to Rob for a second. And Rob, listen to me. Your wife loves you. She cares deeply about you, and she knows how valuable you are. And Rob, listen to me. I know exactly what you're feeling. I know what you're thinking. I've been there. Without unpacking a bunch of my story, I know. And I'm telling you, Rob, if you'll take my Get Clear career assessment and you'll read From Paycheck to Purpose, both are going to be gifts to you. I'm giving them to you, Anna, to give to your husband. And then if he's willing to change his name and call me on the show, we're going to get clarity on this. So there you go. Anna, you willing to do that?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, hang on the line. We're going to get you both those resources. Let's see if Rob will call me in the future. This is the Ken Coleman Show.
Do you know what you were born to do?
In order to get hired at a job you love, you need to get clear on your talent, passion, and mission. That's why our team created the Career Clarity Guide. In just a few minutes, this free tool will walk you through a process to discover what you do best, talent, the work you love to do, passion, and the results you want your work to produce. That's mission. Then you're going to feel way more confident throughout the job search process. To get started, go now to kencoleman.com/clarity. All right, folks, welcome back to the Ken Coleman Show, helping you win at work and in life. I hope you stayed with us. If you missed that last call, it'd be worth rewinding. If you don't think that work and life are interconnected, then you just need to go back and listen to that sweet, sweet lady Anna calling on behalf of her husband. And see, I really believe with all of my heart that what Rob needs to do is he needs to get counseling and he needs to get clarity at the same time. I think he does. I mean, if I could prescribe healing in these areas, I think you go after both at the same time. Because you can get clear. You can take the Get Clear Career Assessment, kencoleman.com. You could read my book, From Paycheck to Purpose. And if you're not healthy and you don't see yourself the way that you should see yourself, that you have value, then nothing will happen. But if you can get some clarity and then get healing at the same time, whoa, watch out. Rob is unstoppable. And Rob, it changes the way he loves his wife. It changes the way he loves his kids. I mean, there's more of Rob there. I hope you folks understand this. I mean, this is real stuff. It's everyday stuff. And I got to tell you, I've had that call, I don't know, Joe, we figure that's about the 20th time that we've done a call like that with a spouse. And I will tell you that as I take each and every one of those, and I'm happy to do this. And by the way, we've done calls before where we've had the husband and the wife on together. We'll do those calls too. But I'm going to tell you something. It is very difficult on the spouse when they see their loved one, their partner, struggling with identity and purpose. It's so hard. And there's only so much you can do. And so to the extent that you can help promote healing as opposed to being the idea person and the cheerleader all the time, that's kind of the thing. And it's so freaking hard. I mean, parents, you got kids going through it. Isn't it true that we just wish that we could just hold them and hug them and then everything would go away? And I think the same is true of our spouse, but it doesn't work that way. And even with our kids and certainly with spouses, at some point they're going to have to embrace the reality that they need some healing. So there you go. Folks, I'm dealing with the remnants of a cold, so this is what it is. I'm going to have to take a drink. And you're just going to have to be patient with me. By the way, yes, I did cough, and everybody's got hazmat suits on, and it's fine. It's going to be okay. Sometimes you got to go into work and play hurt. Once you're cleared, I'm cleared. Everybody relax. Okay. So here we are, new year. I want to remind you, the job market is still white hot, and that's why you need to be engaging with my friends at ZipRecruiter. They're going to help you by sending you the right jobs with just one click, and they may send you a job that you've never even seen before. There it is. Folks, I apologize. I just have scratchy throat all of a sudden, and it's hard to talk. So here's what you do. You need to sign up for free at ZipRecruiter.com/Ken. That's ZipRecruiter.com/Ken. All right, let's get to it. Some important items that we've got to break down in the news. All right, first one up, and I'm going to have a sip of water on this one because this makes me angry. And I'm just warning you folks, there's a rant coming. All right, so you may have seen it. CNBC headline, student loan processor Navient was required to cancel $1.7 billion in private student loans, reaching a deal with 39 states. Well, how happy are you guys that I'm coughing in the studio right now? You're so happy about this, aren't you? I warned them. Nearly 66,000 borrowers are expected to get their loans cleared under the $1.85 billion settlement. Now, this made me happy. I'm not a guy who watches lawsuits and, cheers when, large companies get dinged for money. I'm one of these guys that just go, I want justice. I want right to be right. And I want wrong to be punished. And I got to tell you, this made me very happy. The settlement resulted from accusations that this particular lender gave out loans to millions of borrowers who would be unlikely to ever be able to repay them. 6 states is how big the net was, if you will. These were private loans, not guaranteed by the federal government. So this is exciting. $145 million total dispersed to these 6 states. And as I mentioned earlier, 66,000 people expect to get their loans cleared. Now, look, they were responsible adults. Okay, so let me be clear. They signed up for the loans. But I will tell you that I believe they were preyed upon. And the cultural message that has been driven into the minds of Americans for now, let's take it from the 60s just to be safe, 60 years. The message has been, if you don't get a college degree, you are a less than satisfactory human. Now, some of you are going, Ken, that's too much. No, it's not. No, it's not. And it's time we just admitted this. The message has been, if you don't get a college degree, you are less than. That's the message. It is indisputable. You just go look at it. And so when that becomes the driving message, then people will make bad decisions. I am not in any way absolving these people for getting student loan. I wish I could have talked before. But here's the deal. It's the tried and true way. Everybody thinks it's just normal. By the way, if you want to really see the evilness behind this and this company like Navient, go watch our documentary called Borrowed Future. It's wherever you can get documentaries. Ramsey Solutions put it out. It's powerful. It's an indicting statement on what's really going on. But I'm going to tell you that the federal government, the bureaucrats, the politicians, and then presidents and boards of regents of universities and governors and state legislators, they're all on the hook for this. Because it's big money business. Big money student loans. Big money higher education. Big money. And it's not what's always best, as we're now seeing. So there's one story. Second story. 71% of employees are rethinking their careers. Duh. We already knew this, but global job site Indeed revealed this new data that people are going, hey, maybe a different career is worth pursuing. Yeah, you think? The report further found that 51% pondered if their current job is fulfilling a purpose, while a larger proportion of 67% questioned themselves being in the right job. Another 61% favor other life priorities. So, a couple other things here. 68% surveyed said that job satisfaction was solely ranked as very or most important aspect, followed by salary. And then work-life balance, 61%. So it's very interesting, because a lot of people just go paycheck, 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 paycheck. That's why I titled my new book From Paycheck to Purpose, because that's where most people go, okay, my satisfaction, my self-worth, all of this is related to my compensation. But more and more people are going, pay isn't everything. By the way, when you look at the amount of people that changed jobs in 2021, and we'll see how this trend continues, Be very interested to see how many people stay in that job for 6 months or less. I'm fascinated to see the data. Hopefully it'll come out. All right, I'm going to get a sip of water, maybe a lozenge. Who knows? Maybe Joe will pound on my chest to break it all up. Don't move. More Ken Coleman Show coming up.
Our world is changing, but so are we. Now, we see a smile through someone's eyes. We conquer our struggles and cherish each moment because we're shielded through faith and assured by hope. And greatest of all, we love. The world is different, but so are we.
All right, folks, welcome back to the Ken Coleman Show. Thank you for putting up with my voice and nasally tone today. You know, sometimes you just got to deal with it. You just got to play hurt. And I'm not as hurt as I sound. Really excited, by the way. Some of the stuff we've got coming up this year. I've been teasing this a little bit. We're going to have some great, consistent friends that'll be part of the show as we help you more in other areas of your life, whether that be marriage, parenting, your nutrition and exercise, your mental and emotional health, because all that plays into your job performance. So exciting stuff coming. Stay tuned for all of that. It's going to be a lot of great conversation designed to equip you and encourage you. So stay tuned for that. Also, coming up, we've got the job tip of the day. Fun stuff there. All right, let's get back to the phones. Joel joins us now in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Joel, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Hi, Ken. Thanks for taking my call.
You bet. What's up?
Well, give it to you the short way. The company I work for, it seems like it's kind of lost its vision, and we've had a lot of people leaving lately, and I'm just wondering if it's my time to go.
Yeah. What do you think?
Oh, I really still like the team I'm working with, but the vision of the company just doesn't seem to be there, at least for my department.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't seem like they're taking care of us very well.
Yeah, so, very interesting. So the reason I put you on the spot is I want to know which way you're leaning.
Well, I've been thinking about it for a while. My head says I've got another opportunity that's been offered to me.
Mm-hmm.
My head says it's a good opportunity.
Yeah.
But my heart is saying I still need to stick it out here and see what I can do to help the team.
Now that to me is what it's all about right there. That's fascinating, Joel. And by the way, kudos to you. I usually do this with callers. I'll help them see what their head and heart are saying. You just come right in going, well, my head's saying this, Ken, and my heart's saying, I love this. Great maturity on your part. So the real question is then, why is your heart telling you to stay? There's something deeper than what you just said. There's a belief, or here's the other side of this. This could be your emotions too, kind of saying, right. So is it a sense of loyalty that's now becoming a little bit of guilt, and you're mistaking that as your heart because it's a strong feeling, or is it what I would call heart here is conviction? That, you know what, I really believe in this company, and I believe it can get better, and it must get better, and I want to be a part of it. You see the difference?
Right.
What is it?
Well, so there's loyalty, definitely, and I know I'm one of the very few in my department, if I were to leaves my department in a bind. The other part that I don't know the answer to is what the leadership above me is going to allow me to do to try and fix it or to try and make it better.
Have you had that conversation to say, hey, I'm in, I want to be in, I want to be a part of the solution, how can I help? Have you had those conversations coming from a healthy standpoint, not like a criticism?
I have, and they said, well, wait, we want to present something to you in another week. Just hold on.
Okay. How long ago was that?
Just the other day.
Oh, okay. All right. So you know what I think? I think you wait to see what that response is.
Okay.
And then while you're waiting on their response, I think you're going to have to come to grips with the fact that you don't owe a mediocre professional experience to anybody. And that they'll survive if you have to leave. That you need to come to grips with. You're a good dude. You're a really good dude. And that's why you feel the way you feel. And I'm not devaluing you in any way. I'm just saying what I would say to myself. I'm not irreplaceable. Ramsey Solutions would not cease to exist or go up in smoke if I do something stupid and the Ken Coleman Show goes away. It's just a fact. But that doesn't mean that I'm not helping a lot of people and that the show's not valuable. Of course it is. But the point is no one's irreplaceable. Life goes on. True or false?
True.
All right, then. So get over it. You need to wait and see what happens in a week. And if they give you a great vision going forward that you get excited about, stay. If they don't, take the other opportunity. You don't owe anybody mediocrity. I'm telling you, folks, it's going to be okay if you leave. This is the Ken Coleman Show. According to Glassdoor, the average job offer attracts over 250 applicants. So if you've made it to the interview, you've already made a great impression. So now is your time to showcase how you are the best choice for this role. That's why we created How to Win the Interview. This free guide will walk you through the 5 strategies to help you stand out amongst the competition. With just a little intentionality, you can prepare yourself to win the interview. To get it, go to kencoleman.com/interview. All right, folks, welcome back to the Ken Coleman Show. So one of the things we've been doing all month is our job tip of the day. And a lot of these tips, by the way, have come from you, the people. And I just want to do a quick shout out to those of you who participate with me, communicate with me on social media, on Instagram at Ken Coleman. You can search the Ken Coleman Show on Facebook and the official Ken Coleman Facebook group. This is like a whole tribe as well. And so that's exciting. And you submit questions. You can also email us, ask@kencoleman.com. I'm on LinkedIn as well, at Ken Coleman. And it feels like less and less people are on Twitter because it's become kind of like the gutter of life. But I'm still there. Alex, are you on Twitter? I don't think you are. Yeah, he's not at all. Yeah, he's evolved. I am still stuck in the past, at Ken Coleman on Twitter as well. But let's get to it, the job tip of the day. All right, this is from our Facebook page. No name here. I have a phone interview with a media consulting firm. I've never worked in this field before. What questions should I be sure to ask them? Okay, great. So what I'm asking them is how your current experience, past experience, current and past skill set. So talent, skills, and experience, how do they feel it's going to transfer to the day-to-day job here? That's going to make you look very insightful, mature, and level-headed. And so what I want you to do is focus on that. So I read the job description, and I got a good understanding of that. Here's what my background is. Here's where I'm really talented. Haven't done it before. How do you see me transferring that talent experience to the job? Let them kind of validate whether or not they think and you think that you can do the job. So keep it simple. That's all you got to do. Love the questions. All right, the phone number is 844-747-2577, 844-747-2577. For those of you who are watching the show, don't forget, we'll have a bonus segment coming up with our new fabulously fun and rewarding and entertaining #IQuit segment. That's fun. That'll be bonus coming up for those of you who are viewing the show. All right, let's get back to the phones. Colin joins us in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Colin, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Hey, Ken, how's it going?
I'm living the dream, Colin. How can I help?
I'm living the dream as well.
Great.
trying trying to make my dream even bigger. So I'm calling with a good problem to have.
Okay.
So my boss the other day, with a wink and a nod, because he's got to be careful with what he says. Said, "Hey, look, there's a promotion opportunity within the office. I wouldn't even have to change offices. I think you should apply to it." So it's an internal, promotion type deal. And what I wanted to get from you is kind of how do I kind of prepare myself to take that leap up? Have some supervisory experience which I hadn't had prior, and then kind of from between now and potentially an interview for the internal promotion. How do I not mess things up?
All right, now that's what I want to focus on.
That's
what I want to focus on. What are you scared of? I want you to be specific. You called me. You knew I was going to dig on this. Or if you didn't know, well, now it's too late. Because here's the thing. I'm talking to a dude who is so good at his job that his boss recommended him for a promotion. And this dude's calling me going, "Ken, I'm afraid I'll mess it up." Now, there's nothing wrong with you. Welcome to the human race. You're dealing with some fear and doubt. What's causing the fear or the doubt? Where's this coming from?
I think maybe part of it is, my age. I mean, I feel like I'm still young, and I feel like, being put into a senior, level position.
How old are you?
I guess analogy, 36.
Oh, so you're not old enough to get this position?
So my peers would be a good deal older, good 15 years older. So
I don't give a hold on. I don't give a crap how old these people are. Do you feel that because you're 36, you're not old enough to fill this position? Is that what you're really telling me? Be honest with me. Come on, man. You called me to get coached. I'm coaching. You better receive it. Is that what we're dealing with right now?
Yeah. I'm flattered, and I'm flattered by my boss suggesting that. But all
right. Let me ask you this:
I don't want to say I'm overwhelmed by the opportunity, but
no, you're scared. You're scared.
Yes.
You're scared.
Yes.
You're scared.
Yes.
You're afraid that you're going to get in there, and you're not going to be able to deliver.
Yeah.
And I think you're using your age as an excuse. There's something deeper than that. I don't buy for a second that the fact that everybody else in those same positions are 15 years older is the real reason, because age has nothing to do with your ability to perform this job. True or false?
True.
When you were given the job description, before your brain got involved and started overthinking, and then your fear and doubt started pounding on you, when you first got the notice about it and your boss told you about the job and you looked into it, what was your confidence level on a scale of 1 to 10 that you could do the job?
At that time, 10. I felt extremely confident.
Now, that's the Colin. So we got to go back there. Why? Tell me real quick. I don't want you to hem and haw. I want you to tell me, why were you a 10? Give me a couple sentence fragments. Ken, here's why. When they told me about the job description, I knew it was a 10 that I could do it. Tell me.
Well, okay. Number one, it's essentially the same job I'm already doing, but just additional responsibility and the additional responsibility, I felt that I could handle.
Great. What else?
Easily based on prior experience, at other positions.
Great. What else?
I've been hungry for this opportunity for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in that mid-level career, projection, and I've been wringing my hands about not getting the opportunity to take a senior level position, and then I get it handed to me, and then I'm like freaking out.
Yeah. Why? Why are you freaking out? What from your past? Is it because you've never been given an opportunity like this and you wanted it so bad and now you're like, I got it? Or is there something from your past? Little Colin, young, what is it? Tell me.
Yes.
Name it.
Yes. I've failed 2 job interviews for promotion.
Previously with this company or a different company?
With this, we'll say company, but a different part of the company.
So previously, so prior to this, you went for
not with this.
That's fine. I don't care.
New boss than what I've had in the past.
I don't care. Listen to me. You're telling me that this is all stemming from twice in the past you've went for it and you didn't get it.
Yes.
And now you got it. And now you're going, well, I think those people were right when they told me no. That's what's going on.
Yeah. I mean, it's I got and I went ahead and got feedback after the interviews and the feedback was I talk too much.
Yeah, you know what? But you could fix that. Hey, I got news for you. Tom Brady didn't even start at Michigan. He was a 7th-round draft pick. And don't go, oh, he's Tom freaking Brady. No, he's a dude who got overlooked, but he still believed, and when he got his shot, he went for it. You got overlooked 2 times before, and you got some negative feedback. Who cares?
And the problem was I felt I was, very much qualified for those opportunities.
You are? I know, and you're qualified now. Listen to me. No more. No more talking. Now I'm talking. It's locker room time. You've been given the ball. They told you, suit up. Put the pads and the helmet on, and you're going in the game. And your response needs to be, giddy up. I'm nervous. I might throw up while I'm running onto the field, but I'm going to wipe it off, and I'm going to take the ball, and I'm going to run, and I'm going to score. That's what you need to do. Yeah, there we go. You wanted this for a long time. Now you got it. Go for it. Oh, man, I got to go hit somebody right now. I need to put the old helmet on. Hey, for our viewers, stay tuned. I Quit coming up next. For the rest of you, press on. This is the Ken Coleman Show.
Thanks for listening to the Ken Coleman Show. For more, you can find the show on demand wherever you listen to podcasts and watch the show on YouTube. You can also find Ken across all social media by following @Ken Coleman.
All right, folks, welcome back. Love our viewers. A little bonus content for you. So the Great Resignation, if you haven't heard of this term, I'm kind of tired of talking about it. I think I'm going to stop talking about it. It's just getting old because I don't even know if Great Resignation is really what it's about. I think it's the Great Revelation. That's what I think. I think people are, it's being revealed to them that, man, there's so much more than just a, same old job, and I think they're getting clarity. I think they're going, okay, I'm moving on. I think the Great Revelation also is the way to describe it because I think a lot of people are going, I'm tired of being treated like a commodity. And if you're going to treat me like crap, then I'm going to go to the highest bidder where they can treat me like crap, but I can get a better paycheck. I think that's what's going on because this is a massive leadership problem. But anyway, so one of the trends that started happening on social media, TikTok, Instagram, was this hashtag I quit, which is, for you boomers out there who don't know what a hashtag is, I feel compelled to explain it. It's the number sign and then a phrase, and it groups any post that has that kind of hashtag with it. And so this has become a thing with people basically getting very creative with quitting. And so we've had a fun time with this, creating new content. And so here we go. It's time for hashtag I quit. All right, so the way this works is, at least for the time being, I told Alex, the producer, that I didn't want to see these things. I wanted to react to them in real time because that's what everybody else on social media is doing, is these things go nuts. So here we go. Let's get off with the first one here.
Guys, I want to quit my job. I want to quit my job so bad. Like, you mean to tell me that this is supposed to be the rest of my life? No. You mean to tell me that every day for the rest of forever, I'm supposed to wake up, drive into work, and get yelled at by strangers for I didn't do? And I'm supposed to accept that? No, couldn't be me, not gonna happen. Oh my God, I hate it. I hate it. You know what? I'm gonna get a new job, and that new job, I'm gonna be a caterpillar. I'm gonna be a caterpillar, I'm gonna live on a leaf, and I'm never gonna have to explain how to do things that someone could just Google ever again. Why am I here? Literally, my job, just Google it. That's my whole job. Just Google it.
Okay. A lot of frustration there. By the way, the evidence there of the Great Revelation. This is a girl who's having a revelation. She's sitting there and she's going, I see no meaning in my work at all because I could just say to everybody, just Google it. And you could see the frustration mounting. I'm not sure what to think of the caterpillar on a leaf, but that's her way of expressing, seriously, that's how valuable I am. You see that? I don't know what's going on in her head and the syntax and all that. I'm not going to try to read that. But the idea of going, look, why am I here? She says at one point. And in her frustration, she reveals the question that every human is seeking to get the answer to. And she's going, I don't see any value. Now, quick pause here. I'm not going to teach on this too much, but leaders, this is on you. You should never have someone going, I don't need to exist in the work today because I could just tell people Google it. That's on leadership to help her see some value. Now, it doesn't mean it has to be valuable to her, but there still needs to be value explained in every position. Wow, crazy stuff. All right, let's go to the next one.
I quit my job during the pandemic to become an entrepreneur, and here's how it's going. Purchased an ATM and vending machine. Became a chef and started a catering business. Got my notary public and signing agent license.
Wow. So that's like a mashup? So this guy put this together? Is that what I'm seeing there? Wow. I love that. Again, this is an example of what's going on in the Great Resignation, where there's this gap between the amount of jobs available, latest numbers 10.3 million, but only 8.4 million unemployed, because people like this, they're going and doing their own thing. And good on him. I mean, he just said, I'm taking this reset and I'm going to actually reset. I love the entrepreneurial spirit there. That fires me up. I love how you put all that together too. You got a little motivational, little locker room speech going on, highlights. I guarantee you that encouraged a lot of people, more people you could possibly imagine. All right, let's go to the next one. Wow. Now, she gave her coworkers mugs with her face on it saying, sorry for your loss. Is that okay? I want to make sure that I was reading that right. Well, as you could see by the video, I thought there were a couple of nervous smiles. There were some masks on, so we're not quite sure. Wow. That's a bold move on your way out to give your coworkers mugs with your face on it. First of all, like, let's just stop there. Just your face on it, it's a little much. And then sorry for your loss? Wow. Okay, here's the deal. I don't think people understand the full extent of a personal brand. Because on one hand, you're trying to be cute. It's like that entire stunt was done for TikTok. Okay, so in doing that, a lot of people on TikTok are going, oh, yeah, that's so great, whatever, or whatever she thinks they're going to say. But then the real people you worked with, coworkers, that's probably going to rub them the wrong way, at least some of them, and then they're going to go tell your former leader, and then that kind of stuff can follow you. So, this is the problem with social media. We would rather get the applause of total strangers than leave a good impression with people that we actually know. Unbelievable. All right, do we have another one?
Hey boss, here's my 2 weeks. Wait, what? You're leaving us? Why? Well, last week's conversation about how my workload was about to be doubled and I asked for a raise and you said it wasn't in the budget. You don't have to leave because of that. You're one of our top performers. Well, I found a job that gives me the raise I'm looking for and it's less hours. This is just so out of left field. I didn't even see this coming.
Yeah, this is well done. I applaud this young man. This is well done because this is the problem with leadership. First of all, I don't believe that for a second. I don't believe that the leader says, I didn't see it coming. I mean, how is that possible? An employee kind of slinks in or they try to handle it the right way and they go, hey, a lot going on. I'm feeling a lot of stress, a lot of pressure, maybe some burnout. And as a result of you going, hey, we're not going to promote you. We're going to give you a bigger paycheck. We are going to give you more work. And you can, if you have any ability to read people, you could see that is the equivalent of taking a large bag of sand and dumping it in their lap. I mean, I want to really unpack this for a second. Leaders, picture you call somebody in your office, they sit down in the chair, and you do this number. You reach down below your desk, grab this heavy 50-pound bag of sand, you walk over and you go, doof, drop it in their lap. What would their reaction be to that? It would be like, and that's what's happening when you go to them and say, hey, we're going to double up your work. I need you to step up. And there's no foreseeable vision for how they can grow professionally and financially. It's the same thing. And if you don't see that, first of all, with some foresight, and you don't read it in the moment, how in the world can you be shocked when they come in and go, yeah, I'm going down the street, I'm making more, and I'm working less? How is this shocking? I don't know. All right, do we have another one? Nope, that's it. All right, good stuff. All right, hey, love the hashtag I quit. If you've got a submission, you can email us, ask@kencoleman.com, put the hashtag I quit in the subject line, send us a link, and maybe we'll use it. Hey, you matter. You have what it takes. Press on.